Hey guys! Welcome to part 5 of building the Halo 3 map, Last Resort. With this lovely boulder that I built last week, I decided to take this design and incorporate it across the map to all the boulders that show up. And I think they look way better this way than the brown that they used to be. In my opinion, one of the biggest flaws with this map so far is how light this first tower was. I've had a couple people tell me that it kind of blends into the mountain too much. And so I wanted to totally strip it down and rebuild it up to have that more dark brown color that the rest of the ruins have, to kind of separate it more from the mountainside. And I think it looks way better now having done that. Unfortunately, I still have to use these tan domes, which is why I made that tower so light in the first place. Next up, I'm going to finish up this part of the mountainside. And it finally came time to strip apart part of the Mos Eisley Cantina. Although I kind of like it how it is now. It's a lot more open and it's not just a tan building. You can see the bar and a lot of the internals. So I think displaying it this way is actually better. But anyways, I got all that built up and it looks great. I was really worried I wasn't going to have enough tan bricks, but I made it work with what I had. I'm actually going to break from the pattern that I was going for this section and build this side as opposed to the other. There's a good chunk of mountain on the other side, and I'm pretty much wiped out of my tan bricks. But I have some Goodwill orders that'll be coming in the next week that are full of tan bricks, so I should be good to finish this thing off. And speaking of those orders, if they come in time, next week's video will probably be another investing video. And now for the super fun task of building up scaffolding. It's really tricky sometimes building this stuff up. It's really hard to decide which pieces to use for scaffolding, because I'm essentially sketching this whole thing as I go, following the map. So I have a general idea of what colors I'm going to use. But other than that, I have to be really careful not to throw some pieces into scaffolding that I might need later in the build. Now that I'm built up to the level that I need, I'm going to start building out this wall and the walkway that goes along it and try and outline the courtyard area and the more natural dirt and grass area that has these weird power generators, maybe? I don't really know what they are. This section has been a lot more detail work, and while it's relatively flat and it doesn't look like much, it takes a lot of time to get the right contours, especially on this more dirt and grass area. But I'm really happy with the progress I've made. So for the next section, I definitely want to get at least the main part of the big building done and finish up the mountainside if I can get those tan bricks from that Goodwill order. And doing this more detail work, while it's monotonous and you're just laying tile after tile and piece after piece, at the very end it is so satisfying how clean it all looks. I'm super happy with this courtyard and how the dirt bleeds onto the concrete. I'm glad I added the white outline, because even though it's not to scale, it definitely sections off the different parts of this area and looks very nice. I utilized a similar technique that I used to capture that 45-degree angle of the ruins here with this wall, by using hinges and tiles to make a pretty seamless transition between the ground and the wall and the various parts of the walkway. Probably would have gotten a lot more of this built if the Hurricanes didn't let their series with the Bruins go to Game 7. But it's safe to say I'm very happy they won Game 7. Speaking of the Canes, I built their logo, and you would have already seen this if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter. And if you don't, the links for those are in the description. It's crazy to me how close I am to being done with this whole build. Only a few more videos left and I'll be done, and we'll have a completed Last Resort map out of Lego. Anyways guys, thank you so much for tuning in and enjoying this build. It really means a lot. Be sure to share this around with any other Lego or Halo fans that you know, and I will catch you in the next one. I thought hurricane season was over.